Aloha Warriors, Sensei Joshua Loya from Guardian Quest Martial Arts and Blind Community Martial Arts, actually coming to you from the dojo in Spring Valley, California today. No students though, we're still got the whole Corona thing, but we've exhausted our apartment in terms of how much space we can give you. I figured we could record some more interesting stuff. By the way, if you see some Sherman stuff, we share this space with Dr. Karate, so they have some of their stuff set up as well. Today, here's a little bit of a bonus video because we're actually going to shoot a few while we're here. But I'm a little stiff, and so I'm just going to go ahead and warm up. And Sensei Andrea is going to kind of watch. And she's here, by the way. You can say hi if you want.
Hello.
Aloha. They missed you.
Aloha.
They missed you, dude. All right. So just breathe in. So I'm going to do a couple of standing breath halves. I'm actually going to face sideways. So squat here. Breathe in and then out. I'm flexing my abdomen as I'm breathing out. I'm not even going to do a full set. I'm going to do like 3 more. More. And last one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and rotate my hips in a circle. And again, this is not the same easy warm-up that we did before, but I figured if I'm going to warm up, why not film the warm-up for your benefit? So you can kind of see how I warm up, at least minimally, for. So that, my knees, and obviously, Sensei, feel free to add any additional information if you recognize the warm-ups that I'm doing.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, it's funny, even though I'm blind, turn my head from side to side slowly. Like I'm saying no. Even though I am blind, sometimes I forget to narrate, which is really kind of sad considering how many, up and down now, keep your mouth closed, breathe through your nose, it'll help you stretch the front part of your neck. How many audio describers I have met over the last few years. Right now, go ahead and keep your shoulders down, tilt your head to the side. As much as possible, keep those shoulders down. I have a tendency to cheat sometimes. And I'm going to drop my chin down. I like to just do half circles so I don't overcrank my neck and do weird things to the back of my neck. See, we had a student that Sensei Andrea probably remembers. He was a Guardian Jiu-Jitsu student, and he said that when he grew up, he was 12 years old when he said this. When he grew up, he wanted to be a Rice Krispie treat. He could snap, crackle, and pop too. And those of us who are old enough to actually snap, crackle, and pop said, no, you don't. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually just gonna start jumping. Just jumping. I can't actually do this because I don't have people underneath me. Obviously, if you have a jump rope, you can do that too. But just jumping and kind of bouncing a little bit. Do a little bit of cross step. Kind of move around a little bit. And honestly, you don't need to do that much. So I'm going to do actually, there's a modified version of our glide push-ups. This is something I learned from Coach Brian Olson from Laguna JKD. I'm going to do 25 of these. You can see how my form is. So I put my hands down here, my feet wide, and really I'm just rocking forward here like this, So I'm kind of on the instep of my foot, and I'm rocking back. Doesn't look like I'm doing much. When you do 25, 50 of those, that's gonna get you. So I'm really working out my shoulders, my hips, my inner thighs a little bit, and getting a little bit of an ab workout. So I'm gonna do, that's a bonus one. I'll do 25 of those. While I do this, if you have anything you want to add, Sensei, by all means.
You're pretty much keeping your arms straight.
Yep.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
So arms and legs straight.
22. Rocking forward and back. 3, 24, 25. And I like that one because it warms up my hips. You know, I'm a person who's not naturally very flexible, but you know, even before I stretch, I usually stretch to cool down at the end of a workout, or when am I facing you?
Semi.
There we go. Better?
I had to adjust a little bit.
Okay, all right. So thing is you don't want to stretch too deeply if your muscles are cold. It's usually better to warm up a little bit and then stretch. So I did that one. I'm actually going to go ahead, and again, this is different than our glide push-ups, the ones I just did. Our glide push-ups, down, dive bombers, and come back up. What I did was different because it's just a quick warm-up. It's not, it's just there to get the blood flowing. All right, so I'm gonna face the side, and I'm gonna do 50. We may or may not cut all these out, but you know, maybe you wanna see me struggle and sweat a little bit. And I'm gonna use my arms to help. I'm gonna stand. I'm not doing Kalari squats where I'm coming all the way down. That's a different exercise. This one I'm going to keep my feet slightly like a duck, feet and my toes still pointed in the same direction as my knees, but I'm not going to come back any further than that, and then I'm going to come all the way back up. So I'm dropping down, getting the workout, my glutes, my back, my hamstring. This helps get the blood flowing. So you might start seeing me struggle once I hit about 30. That's where it starts to get difficult for me. All right, and feel free to add any additional commentary, Sensei. Five, 6, 7. That's 20.
You got this.
That's 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30. Here's where it starts to get difficult. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, my heart's pumping real fast. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a second before I get into teaching with Sensei Andrea. You can hear I'm a little bit out of breath. Not get enough running time or surfing time. Just need to do something about that. So One of the things I like about that, before I close out and we move on to our next video, is that your warm-ups don't have to be long. The trick is to get your blood pumping. And right now I'm starting to move into almost anaerobic because I'm panting a little bit while I'm talking. But the trick is get that blood pumping all the way through your whole body. I like squats. Even squats that don't go all the way down to the ground, those have their benefits too. I like these ones for doing, let me fix my belt. I like these ones for doing a quick warm-up because you're getting all that blood flow through your upper body from the 25. They call them Hindu push-ups. I'm sure there's another name for them. By the way, the guy who taught Coach Bryant is also a man of Indian descent himself. So if he's going to call them Hindu push-ups, I don't have a problem calling them that either. Somebody correct me on the actual term. And then of course we have the Hindu squats, the variation that I just did. And I was using my arms to help lift myself back up because it was about the movement, not so much the big muscle strain. And so I got that upper body, I got the big shoulder joints warmed up, I got my hips jointed, warmed up. And then when I got to the squats, and again I did 25 of the Hindu push-ups, I did 50 of the Hindu squats. And I'll get back to the ratio in a minute. But it allowed me to get all of my body warmed up, all the way up from my arms, down to my shoulders, my hips, my center line. I kind of loosened up a little bit on that. And then all that's rolling down there. If you can get a good warm-up where you're starting to break a sweat inside of 10 minutes, ideally inside of 5, give yourself a second, catch your breath, get some water, then you're ready to train, you're ready to move in. Now obviously, one of the things that Grandmaster Scott, or it's okay, Scott Conway, Scott wears a couple of different hats, but our the guy who developed Guardian Kempo Kajuko Do over the last 30 plus years, with help, he will tell you. But our system's founder, he likes to train when he can, cold, just to kind of see what his body can do. That being said, for regular training, if you're really planning on pushing yourself, not a bad idea to warm up a little bit. If you can warm up by doing something basic, maybe you want to do some blocks, you do a little bit of light shadow boxing or something like that, you can absolutely do that. I don't know, I think that this is helpful because it gets my blood pumping and allows me to get going. So, point is, the video is actually turning out to be longer than warm-up. Point is, warm up a little bit. If you're going to test yourself, you're going to challenge yourself, and then of course you can avoid injury. Through the magic of time travel, I've come back to you from the future Conan, all the way to the year 2000. I will give you a lollipop if you get that reference. I promised you that I would put in that I would explain to you the ratio between the 25 Hindu push-ups, or DANS, D-A-N-D-S. I call them Hindu push-ups because I'm more confident that pronunciation is correct, and the 50, in this case of the warm-up, 50 Hindu squats, or BTEX, I've seen it spelled B-E-E-T-H-A-K-S and B-A-T-H-A-K-S. Somebody please send me a pronunciation guide. I tried to find one, both of us did. But in any case, the importance of the ratio, more important than the explanation of the word, is that you have, your muscles are smaller up top. It takes more blood to get your legs moving. And we want to, in Guardian Kempo Kajuko Do, and in honestly, all of the martial arts that Sensei Andrea and I have studied and have been taught principles from, we want to teach you functional movement, right? So we don't want to just get you to the point, and if we did more of a fitness thing for you, we wouldn't want you to have big giant arms, tiny little legs. If you go back and you watch some fitness videos from the 80s, you see that a lot. Actually, you get these guys, big giant chest, big giant pecs, big giant shoulders, and deltoids and traps, and they got these tiny little pigeon legs. We want you to be functional, and so that's why we want you to really get that. The other thing is honestly, you get your upper body, that's easy, you know, your shoulders and your hips and stuff that we were doing before. And then if I'm doing a squat, I get more body movement and I get more blood flowing. And like we said in the video, the trick is for a good warm up is to get your blood flowing as quickly as possible inside of 10 minutes, ideally inside of 5, so that you can get straight to your training. So hopefully that's a better explanation. Back to the sign off. See you next time. As always, strive to be guardian strong. Strong on the inside, strong on the outside.